Okay, we're recording. I'm trying to upload episode 3 of One Man Cell number 3, 155 Days of Torture, but in the meantime, I want to go ahead and try to record this episode and just make sure my microphone is close. Yeah, just as Linda and even my own brother-in-law, etc., said, I never realized how pretty your blue eyes are. The last episode, which I will try to upload and then may delete, episode 3, and yeah, I haven't trimmed my mustache or beard in a couple of 3 weeks, so I watched a bit of the episode, and one of the first things I noticed is that I gave an incorrect date. I said November 17th or whatever, when actually I was talking about March. Actually, the trial only lasted a couple of days, March 16th and 17th. I was out by the 17th of March of 1997 after being arrested on October, or whatever the hell it was, 6th or October 9th of 1996. I did spend 155 days being tortured in One Man Cell number 3. I was beginning to describe how glorious it was, and there's a couple of segments in there. I don't care if something repeats in here. It's the nature of YouTube to repeat everything. Lately, I've been having trouble accessing anything new because YouTube keeps trying to show me the same videos or the same movies I've already seen it repeatedly. I have to go and search and trip and play all kind of tricks to get anything new. So anyway, this episode is, just the other day I had a couple of cops come by to check on my welfare because of some psycho bitch had called because I was out at my front gate without any shoes on and what they thought was cold weather. Shit, it was, 56 degrees in sunlight. I was trying to not ruin my shoes from the water and the mud. And not one but 2 sheriff's deputies showed up. One of them said, hey, remember me and Troy Pale came out and checked on you a few months ago. And I said, I don't recall ever seeing you before in my life. And Troy hasn't been out here in years, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Cops have the worst memories. I haven't seen a cop in decades use their, what do they call it, the field report notepad or whatever the oh God, I'm using a light right now so it shows off the beauty of my eyes, which were damaged by a drug called pilocarpine, one of the oldest glaucoma drugs. But they look fairly normal now. They're blue. There's a ring of yellow. In the middle, they're actually green now. Between my mother's mouth, which looks horrible on me now, I'm 64, and my eyes and my athleticism and my beautiful body. I used to have women, I know I'm getting all over the place now because I've been getting drunk since since I got back from, oh God, today is the day before Thanksgiving. Today was a total madhouse in town. All kind of bullshit, people wearing fragrances. I should have done a sinus nasal douche. But in that huge crowd doing it in town, they would all be going, what's that weird old Jew doing? And there was this Taqiya Arab there. There's also a Sephardic family unit, which you could tell. I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. After this Taqiya Sephardic Muslim had walked past me, spotted me coming out of Walmart, saw the skull cap, and he didn't even make eye contact, didn't do the obligatory local, hey, how you doing, hello, good afternoon, whatever. But I saw a family coming out of that Christian shithole called Brookshire Brothers, where all the truly crooked people live, come to shop. I saw a family, and you could tell, one look, I could tell that they were Jewish. The mother was in front with her flock of children, tending to them, listening to their every word. And the father of a 3-generation family was in the back with his mother, with his head slightly tilted, listening to every word his mother said, while she pushed a basket that didn't have 5 pounds in it. She was just doing it to... And I knew that they would not stop, say hello or say Shabbat Shalom, because it wasn't Shabbat, it wasn't a Jewish holiday, and what the hell, they're used to being around Jews. To the Arab that went past me, his little asshole got tight. To them, they could tell I was an old Jew from this neighborhood, and they weren't. They're new here. Now I want to continue on. I will, tonight, while sleeping, etc., I will splice in. There's the one I'm supposed to be uploading right now, which is only 10 minutes. The YouTube system cut off at 10 minutes. It went on to a couple of, so I'll try to splice it together. One of the things I was talking about, actually there's so much I want to tell you about this, and actually Bruno's wanted to write a book about this for years, but he wants to write this real kind of intellectual four-way dissection. He actually wanted to give Judge Carolyn Ruffino and the prosecutor a chance to talk in our book about our victory. And I said, no, Bruno, it's my story. I own the rights. You don't. And if it ever gets written, it gets written by me. And they don't get a voice because they lost. They were the evil ones in this. They were the false accusers, which is a death penalty under biblical law. And Bruno knows biblical law because he's a Catholic and because I've been teaching it to him. I can see I'm going to several videos here. I'm going to review some videos tonight, and tomorrow I'll keep coming back. It'll become a jumble now. But as I was saying in the video I'm trying to upload right now, which just being the day before Thanksgiving, it may take 20 hours to upload. Thank you, YouTube. On the right day, you can upload at like 10 frames a second, and on the wrong day, it's 1 frame a second. Thank you. You're so kind. I want to talk about when we finally, it was better than the best crime movie or injustice movie I've ever seen. I'm going to devote this whole segment, which I barely mentioned in the last segment, to this incredible, as I told you in the segment that will be posted, in the morning of the first day of the trial, this young man who was already sentenced to do 50 years for the manufacture of methamphetamine, which I don't approve of, but 50 years is a death sentence to a 20-year-old man. He used to bring me my breakfast and lunch. There's many other, speaking about that, that's how they infected me with TB, was deliberately. This is how evil Brazos County, Texas is. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go into a whole series of episodes about Coach Bear Bryant and his brutalization of players and the murder of a player by Gene Stallings and Coach Elmer Smith long ago, 1968 I think it was. But I want to tell you, as I told that guy, we've had the evidence for months. They refused to look at it. Passed the word around that I'm going to court this morning and I'm going to kick their ass. He also brought me lunch, and then the next morning I said, it's going, we're going. But we managed to finish the voir dire, or what attorneys and judges call the voir dires, on the morning of the first day of trial. And I got a professor of music at A&M right in the middle of my jury of mostly women, Hispanic women. Most juries, that's why there's so much fucked up shit in this country, and innocent men, especially innocent men, being sent to prison is because for 3 decades, 75% of juries, or I should say juries have been 75% female. If it's a criminal case, they give you the max. But Bruno Shimek always deferred to my judgment on everything. Every last word that he said came out of my mouth first. Every selection, everything I did. I provided the exculpatory evidence, everything else. This is Bruno's biggest case. And that's why tonight we had a long conversation. He's about to go see his grandchild, and he's waiting for his second grandchild to arrive soon anyway. But I want to tell you about one of the greatest moments in my life was that we had already seated a jury before lunch, and soon after lunch, the state began to present its witnesses, which were it was the lying, perjuring mayor of Bryan, Texas, and Carlos Ann Terrell and Judge Carolyn Rufino allowed in, yet to be adjudicated, inadmissible, totally illegal. I can see this is going to go past 15 minutes. Testimony from Carlos Antero with the little cross hanging out and dressed like a schoolmarm when she was a nasty, drunken lesbian. And the guys up in lockup, which will mention repeatedly, the guys that just barely gotten the word, the guys that are in a cell that have no bed, no blanket, no clothes, just nothing but ceiling, floor, etc., a bucket to shit and piss in, and their food being probably delivered in a paper bag to throw in the. They began on the late afternoon of the first day, began to stomp in unison above the big Star Chamber brand new courtroom in the Brazos County Courthouse, which has 2 sections, old and new. And Judge Rufino couldn't stop them. They stomped and stomped and stomped. I've never seen a movie like it. Ted Tomlinson couldn't stop them. Stop here.